I have a very distinct first memory of contemplating the idea of van life. I remember driving through this place in PB and I saw this like little hole in the wall. Just like a segment between two buildings. I was like, I could live right there, like that hole in the wall. Like if I could throw a bed in the back, like that's enough. And I was in love with this idea of living for free. So I would think, oh my goodness, my mom had a minivan. If I could just throw a TV in the back of that minivan and throw a bed in there, that's all I need to live. And then I grew up and I heard that people had stolen my idea, that they live out of their vans, and I was like, okay, it's done for. I'm gonna buy a van one day. My name is Casey Harris. I'm a third year here at San Diego State. I'm studying statistics and data science, and I live in a van. This is my van. Hey, come on in. I kind of was convinced that it would be possible from when I moved to college and I had my experience in the freshman dorms. So I was living in like 9 square feet with like 3 other people. So that's like 3 square feet per person. I have my bed and then I have my desk where I do work. And if I can fit that in the van, like, then I can do it. Freshman year, when I moved into the dorms, I brought with me 7 shirts, and then I had like 2 or 3 pairs of shorts and pants each. And then I had this infamous 18-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent, tire degreaser, toothpaste, and it was awesome. And my whole dorm hated it, and I loved it. I loved that, and I get to do that in the van. I get to have even less stuff with me. And the other part was, you know, if you don't have like a big living space, you end up not spending that much time in it, which ends up a lot better because you spend your time doing like more useful stuff and like being outside. To me, it's like, why would I not live in a van? Like I had the means to, I was able to, and so I did. I think why is kind of, it's obvious to me, like it's so awesome. I just love it so much. The van is in complete accord with all the activities I like to do. That's one of the reasons I bought the van, and that's why I live in it. First and foremost, surfing, that I get to go to the beach every weekend and spend the night and surf in the morning. I love the water, I love the sun, even though the sun doesn't like me as much. I spent my whole childhood in the water, and that just like imprinted me on it. I was so bummed to be out here like on campus and not being able to get to the beach these last 2 years. So it's really nice to have freedom now to get out there. I can't imagine why anybody would live in a van if they didn't want to go surf. People who surf love to travel, and people who love to travel like to live in a van. So I think it's one and the same. I also play in a few bands. I play guitar. One of them, one-night band, another called the Charters, spelled like Chardonnay, because we like Chardonnay. So me playing guitar, I also like singing a little bit. I also like making money. So all of that, if you combine it, I love busking. I like to go busking downtown in like the gas lamp or at various beaches. One thing that I have not done yet that I completely plan on doing is in my road trips, taking my guitar and my mic and busking at stops along the road trip at famous busking locations like Venice Beach. So that's one thing I hope to do with the van, and that I'm super excited about that the van allows me to do. As for the cons, there's a lot. Normally you get to go to the bathroom whenever you want, and generally I can go to the bathroom whenever I want because the 24/7 library is always open that's got a bathroom. But the close bathrooms to me are available between like 7 a.m. and then like midnight. And I actually go to bed pretty late, so I have to go pee at midnight before I go to bed, which is kind of bothersome. Not the worst thing in the world, but I'd like to be able to go, wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, but I don't do that anymore. Do you guys have any cons for me? I can't think of any cons. Hey guys, welcome to the van tour. So, first up we got the living room. All right, that concludes the van tour. Thanks for coming by. The van is called, it started out as the Green Machine, and now it's been expanded to the Lean Green Living Machine. That's what it's called. That's her name. Okay, first up, we got the bed, which makes sense. The bed was the first thing I built. It's got these slats and these pull apart. So the bed pulls out as far as it can go, because with the addition of the sink, I lost some bed space. We fold our sink down. And I have my bed. So the sink I only built I mean, really this whole build I only did in like the last 2 days of summer. This was 20 bucks on Amazon. This was also like $10 on Amazon. This I got from work for free. It comes out, which is nice, because then you can just take it out and refill it. Voila. The drain system is a little janky, like most things. The theme of the van build was janky, because nothing really works that well. But in another sense, it does work, so it's like kind of fine. So if I want to use the sink, especially if I'm brushing my teeth, it'll get in there and then I just take it out and dump it. Alright, next up we got this shelf, which I did add. A lot of people think it's part of it, I guess because my woodworking was so nice. This is one of the best parts of the build because there was a shelf, but it only extended like maybe 6 inches out. But if you use that to put this wood here and extend it all the way, I get like 4 feet of storage here, which is amazing. It fits all my clothes and then some. I have way more space than I need. Not much up here except for this, my random reflecting work vest. The only purpose is that I want people to see it and be like, oh, it's just a work van. There's definitely not someone living in there, it's just a work van. That's kind of the idea. I don't want people to know that I'm sleeping in here. I've had some people drive really slow, like a cop car drive really slowly by me. But no, I've never been kicked out of anywhere. I like to stay at beaches, and particularly beaches with not necessarily big, but a parking lot, because they tend to be like the center of like van life, van dwellers. But otherwise I just stay at, I'm not gonna say where I stay at state. But yeah. Why don't I wear shoes? I get asked that a lot because I don't wear shoes. So I like to live what I consider as close to possible, realistically, to a truly human lifestyle, the way we were like designed to live. The human foot is designed to interact with the ground exactly in the way that it's shaped. And when you put an artificial mold around it and let it strike the ground in a different shape, for example, with your heel raised about an inch or two, that's gonna alter your gait. It's gonna alter like the way your muscles push off and everything. And it's gonna create some imbalances. So the reason a lot of people struggle with like foot pains or illnesses or whatever, it's because they wear shoes and they're not letting their feet interact with the ground in the way that they should. I feel like my philosophy about life is kind of manifested in a lot of ways by the van. You know, the way humans were living, you know, in a natural human condition is shoeless on the plains of Africa 150,000 years ago. They also didn't have houses. They were nomadic, meaning they traveled when they lived. I think we can all agree the human foot should be capable of handling tasks such as the ground without needing a shoe built around it. It's ridiculous.